Greetings, everyone. I'm Brad Tolinsky, and welcome to the High Five on Herb.co. The premise is simple. We're going to dig into 5 topics with a special guest and see where it takes us. First, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Infinite CBD, maker of a wide variety of CBD products, from their healing blueberry terpene droppers and apple pie asteroid gummies to my favorite, the uplifting B12 CBD gummies. They chill you out, but they don't knock you out. And the good news is Infinite CBD is now offering 20% off to High Five viewers. Just use the code HIGH520 at the checkout and the savings will be yours. Let's welcome our guest. She's a superstar in the drag, music, and cannabis world. You know her from RuPaul's Drag Race or the cover of Dope magazine, but she also does a million other things, which we will talk about. It's Jay Jackson, AKA Laganja Estranja.
Hey there.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm medicated today, so we're doing good. It's a good day.
Great, great. I imagine choosing your drag name is probably fun, but it's a big deal. And for you to pick Laganja must mean that cannabis plays a significant role in your life.
Absolutely. Cannabis is definitely integral to the art making that I do. And I did choose the name Laganja because I wanted people to know about cannabis and to not view it as some big scary thing that's going to make you melt into your couch and not pick up your little sister from her after school program. Of course, I'm speaking about those PSAs they used to put on TV all the time. You know, I grew up in Texas where the stigma around cannabis was very heavy. So I tried to break down that stigma with Laganja Estranja. And, you know, I had no idea when I chose the name just how big it would become. I really didn't. I just knew it was something that I loved, that meant a lot to me, that helped me as an artist. But I had no idea what I would eventually be standing for. I mean, I didn't even know about the history of LGBTQAI+ community members in the cannabis industry, which here in California, we wouldn't have even had Proposition 215 if it hadn't been directly for those people. So I've learned a lot over the years, and I'm really grateful that this is the space I chose, even not knowing what I was getting myself into.
Breaking down all sorts of barriers over there. So what strains are you feeling these days?
Well, I am a sativa diva. I do like the ones that, you know, keep you more awake. But I found for me, it's really the citrus terpenes that I have the most response to. Mm-hmm. So my favorite strain at the current moment is Orange Julius by a company out here in California called Maven. I just love it so much, especially in dab form. It's brilliant. But I'm a tangy girl. I love green crack, anything that's going to be very awake, creative, reinforcing those positive energies.
You're also a very respected dancer and choreographer. Does CBD help you with those inevitable sorts of aches and pains that come with it, with doing all of that?
Yes, absolutely. CBD, topical CBDs, I use them all the time on my knees and hips and back. I also love CBD in skincare. I've been very fortunate to work with someone who has created her own product called Muse Delights. She's my facialist, actually. She's known as the Facial Fairy. But I love her product. I use it every day. So I think CBD can be used many ways.
Well, I heard a rumor that you're planning to release your own CBD bath product line.
That is true. Yes, I am working with Honey Pot, who you may recognize the name in the cannabis industry. She won over 14 cannabis cups. So this will be her first ever product without THC. So we're very excited for that. We're hoping to release around Black Friday, definitely in time for the holidays. And cool. My package is a day to night package. So it comes with 3 different products that will take you from day to night.
You're an ambassador for the Last Prisoner Project. Could you tell the viewers what it is and how you decided to get involved?
Last Prisoner Project is working to free every prisoner who is currently in jail due to cannabis arrests only. And they are doing so by raising money and by, being activists and drawing attention to, what I consider to be the biggest problem in the cannabis industry, and that is the fact that our brothers and sisters of color are still suffering in jail while we are out enjoying this plant and medicine. So I really love their mission at the Last Prisoner Project. I think it is super beautiful, super important as cannabis smokers that we be giving back to the community and the community's backs that this was built on.
I totally encourage people to go check out the website and to see how they can help out as well.
Absolutely. There's many different ways you can help out. Not all of them involve money. So I definitely suggest going to their website to find out more information about how you can help, and also just about this issue that's really important to the cannabis community. I think if you're a cannabis smoker, you should be caring about this. You should be doing something.
You're getting ready to drop a new single, Daddy. Tell us about it.
Well, I have been making music ever since I came out on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 6. That year, I launched my very first single with famous rapper Rai Rai, who has worked with many artists, but my favorite being Missy Elliott. And from that point, I've been trying to make music. It's just a very expensive hobby of mine. However, as of recent, I've decided that that is going to be my main focus. So we are launching my first single, Daddy, on November 30th, alongside a music video, which is going to be very risque. The song is all about how I don't need a daddy.
I don't need no daddy, daddy, tryna buy my love. Only call him daddy, daddy, when I wanna fuck.
And how I am my own money maker, and it's definitely a self-empowering song. And then I'll be dropping 2 more singles at the beginning of next year, and then hopefully by midsummer I will be dropping my full album, which is Iconic.
How important is music to you? I mean, obviously you love it, but has it played an important role in your life? I mean, I guess as a dancer and choreographer, but...
Absolutely, yes. As a dancer and choreographer, for sure. And even before that, I grew up in musical theater, which to me is the culmination of all arts, much like drag is. And I think that's the reason why I really became a drag queen, is it took those skills that I learned as a young boy in musical theater and added to them. It added the hair, the makeup, the personality on the mic, the improv. Because before it was all about dancing, singing, and acting. That's what musical theater is. And I think that's why I rap now. Unfortunately, I don't have the vocal qualities that I used to have as a young little tenor boy in Oliver Twist and things of that nature. But I still can, have cadences, and thank God to auto-tune, I sound pretty okay. And I'm very proud of the music. I think what we're making is radio ready, as all my music has been thus far. And I just can't wait to really take this on as a full thing.
What other rappers or musicians right now are sort of grabbing you? Like, who do you think is really producing top-notch stuff?
Well, I love Missy Elliott. She's always been my biggest inspiration.
Always a legend.
Of course, a legend. And yesterday I was actually on Instagram Live talking to Paul Wall, who, believe it or not, I actually grew up listening to in Texas. Crunk music was very popular, especially in 2005, 2007 when I was in high school. And, his song Grills was my senior song. That was the song we sang, my class of '07. So to think that I would be interviewing him one day on my platform kind of blew my mind, but I'm definitely inspired by him. He just dropped a new album, Subculture, and it is amazing and took me right back to, those first days when I got my car and I was smoking my joints out the window and, listening to rap music. But I draw so many inspirations from different artists, not just rappers.
Yeah.
I love choreography, as you'd mentioned earlier. So, one of my biggest inspirations is Bob Fosse, who's known for his musical theater choreography. But, his symbol that he used to wear, or actually make his dancers do for the top of his hat, is, my symbol for smoking. So that's something that a lot of people don't know. I mean, of course, this is a popular cannabis sign, but I always keep mine very straight up, just like he did on their hat. So, I take inspirations from everywhere.
At your dance school, you offered an international high heels master class and confidence workshop. What is the trick to walking or dancing in high heels?
Well, as I tell all of my students before I begin my, international master class, it's all about confidence. And I really believe if you want to be able to dance in heels, you have to want to dance in heels. You have to believe that you can. You know, if you go into anything really in life with a negative attitude or I can't do this, you're most likely not going to be able to succeed. I think the other main trick to wearing high heels is practice. You know, I didn't learn how to dance in heels at all. It's something that I had to do over and over before I became a drag queen. But at this point, you know, they feel like hooves. When I put them on, it's like they're extensions of my feet, and I've learned how to grip my toes, how to balance my weight. You know, it just takes time, it takes practice.
I never really thought about wearing high heels as a life lesson, but I guess if you can sort of do that and do it with confidence, pretty much you can do anything in life, I would imagine.
I definitely think it unlocks a lot of doors for people. Most of the people who attend my dance classes have never danced, let alone in high heels, let alone be in a room full of a bunch of people. But I think I have a really amazing way of making people feel comfortable in my space. And I think the people that I attract by being Laganja are 9 times out of 10 very kind, a little bit weird, a little bit socially different, and they're just like me. So when I accept that energy and tell them that it's okay to be awkward, it makes people laugh. And when people laugh, they're a little bit more freer and willing to try how to dance in high heels. And you'd be amazed. I mean, I've had people who just completely shock me. I've had people fall on their face, but I've never had one person leave my class and not have a smile on their face.
So how does cannabis help that process?
I have had medicated dance classes before. This was, of course, before COVID, so it's been very difficult to continue that venture. But yeah, I have incorporated cannabis in my dance classes because I think another great way to break the ice and break the tension is to smoke and get people to all be in the same headspace. So we had great success. I did do the warm-up first because my warm-ups are notoriously hard. So we did do that first and then allowed people to smoke and kind of chill, and then I taught the choreography. But both times I've done that, it was amazing. And, you know, for me as a dancer, I've always used cannabis. That was how I was first exposed to the plant. My friend was like, hey, this will really help you be creative as a choreographer. I was maybe 17 or 8 years old, a senior in high school, working on a piece that ended up winning the Presidential Scholar of the Arts Award. I was taken to the Kennedy Center and performed my work in front of the president. So kind of crazy all to think that cannabis was helping influence that piece of art, even at that young age.
I thought this was sort of interesting. You refer to yourself as a female illusionist. Is there a reason that you prefer that to drag?
I just think it gives mainstream people who may or may not know what I do a better idea. When they hear the word drag, if you're not in the culture, you've never been exposed to it, especially when you hear the words drag race, you would think of cars. You know, growing up in Texas, I am surrounded by a lot of people who don't really get what I do or understand. And so I find that female illusionist describes better what I do. And also because I very rarely try to look like a drag queen, meaning a caricature of a woman. I really try to look as much as I can like a woman. So I think female impersonation fits me better.
Our last question, the high five question of the week, brought to you by our sponsors, Infinite CBD. Infinite CBD is now offering 20% off all high five viewers. Just use the code high520 at the checkout when you make the purchase, and the savings will be yours. If you were in an animated movie, what would you choose to be your animal sidekick?
Wow, what a trippy question. I mean, honestly, I have an animal sidekick.
You do?
So I do. She's not inside with me right now. She's out playing with another dog, but she is the love of my life, and I've totally made her a part of my brand. In fact, I'm working on an original cartoon with my best friend, Robert Heyman, and she is my animal sidekick in the cartoon. So I think, yeah, I would choose her because she's the best. Her name is Little Dabbers, of course, keeping on brand. She is a Chihuahua Terrier, so she has the most giant ears you've ever seen, and she is totally just a lover. She's a lap dog. I take her everywhere with me on tours. She's been to Italy with me. I mean, she's been everywhere. She's totally an emotional support animal. That is the truth behind what she is.
People are going to think I was that was a setup, that you actually have an animated sidekick character, but
I do. I really do. I'm very excited. The series is called The Sickening World of Laganja Estranja. We have been pitching it actively during quarantine. I was just featured on Comedy Central, where they actually had a cartoon of Laganja, and it went over really well. So we're hoping that ours will get picked up.
that's incredible. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Once again, we'd like to thank the incredible Laganja Estranja for dropping by the High Five. We'd also like to thank our sponsors, Infinite CBD. Thanks, everybody, and thank you, Laganja.
Thank you so much. I feel like we have to high five through the
High
screen.
five.
Yes.